it's been so fun as I've been doing a lot of research this offseason about Matt Rhule and year threes. I went back and I read, this is some sicko stuff, man. I read your 2015 preview of Temple on SB Nation. I read the 2019 Big 12 preview, of course, focusing on Baylor, trying to figure out returning production, all sorts of things. It's a completely different sport now compared to what he was able to do at both of those stops in terms of keeping your players for many, many years. Like, I imagine that you're as interested in this as a lot of us are around here. Like, if they are going to have that season that people have been hoping for, why it doesn't happen? And if they're not, why does it happen in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I think like Rhule, what he proved in his previous stops was he's one of the best just pure culture builders in the sport. And he will take his time. His first year at Temple, his first year at Baylor were both atrocious. Because he just wasn't going to take shortcuts. Now you only have shortcuts. And it's definitely different. Just in terms of like, how do you build a culture? Like, I've always defined culture. It comes from when I went up to Boise State in, I think, 2016 and wrote a piece about them and just talked to all the guys who were in the building during that rise from the previous decade or so. And I started to realize like culture is basically when your upperclassmen are acting like coaches when the coaches aren't around. Like somebody at all times of every single day is upholding the standard and reinforcing the standard to the young guys who then move through the system and become the old guys who are upholding the standard for everybody else. And that's just how, you know, when the coaches don't even have to be around for that bar to be so high. I think even back to the U when they were talking about, you know, in Miami, when the summer workouts, the voluntary summer workouts that were led by the seniors were even harder than the practices when the coaches were involved. Like that's how you raise a bar and keep a bar high. How does that happen when you have like 3 fifth-year seniors or whatever? So it's definitely different. And I've been really curious about how the really good culture guys handle that. I mean, what we saw last year was kind of a typical Matt Rhule second year, right? Like the first year was results don't matter. We're just going to lay down some building blocks and then we're going to get better in the second year. And then we're going to get a lot better in the third year. So they've still followed that. And on paper, you know, the improvement wasn't dramatic, but it was from 66th to 47th in SP Plus, first time in the top 50, incredibly since 2016. Like that's never going to make any sense to me at all that Nebraska was outside of the top 50 for that long. But it was still kind of, you could squint and kind of see what you were looking for in terms of a Matt Rhule second year. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you can build the culture in the same way that you used to when so many guys are just trying to remember like the combination to the building, but it is definitely following some sort of path here. And we'll see exactly. I don't think coordinator changes are all that scary. We'll see about defense. Tony White certainly had 2 really, really good defenses. Yes. And if that falls off, then the offense suddenly starts to have to improve very quickly, which kind of did under Dana. I'm not going to, I know it's been kind of, my concerns have been dismissed a couple times on social by Nebraska fans. Like, oh no, we got Dana now. It's fine. We're good. They're like, oh, he's not the most finger on the pulse coach in college football in 2025, but it got at least a little better late. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see a leap into the top 10 or anything, but I don't see any reason to think that we won't see more improvement.